All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to this live main event coverage of UFC 306, otherwise known as Noche UFC, from the Sphere in Las Vegas. I'm Russ Renault, and we're proud to bring you this live main event coverage. Obviously, we can't show you or let you listen to any of it, but if there's a reason why you're here that you couldn't make it to the pay-per-view, you couldn't buy it, so we're here to provide that coverage for you and let you know everything that's going to be going on. So this is the first time we've done two events. So we're doing the co-main and the main event because they're both championship fights. So Valentina Shevchenko and Alexa Grasso are in the octagon right now. And we'll start recapping the rest of the card and the rest of the night in general in between this fight and the main event. So obviously Sugar Sean O'Malley defending the bantamweight title against Dvalishvili coming up. And right now we've got the champion Alexa Grasso against the former champion and the number one contender Valentina Shevchenko. So this is awesome. So we'll get right to it. I'm going to watch on this screen over here. I do have another one over here just in case I go back and forth. But I'm going to roll over this way. But here we go with Grasso and Shevchenko 3, the first women's trilogy in UFC history. So obviously Grasso submitting Shevchenko the first time, and the first time they met with that, choke across the chin. It wasn't really a choke. It had Shevchenko across the chin and got her to tap out. But Shevchenko looks jacked. She looks great. But I mean, Grasso does too. They're both just ripped. And the spectacle of all of this, we'll get to this later on in this show as we start to recap stuff. This has been quite a show tonight. If you haven't been able to see any of it, hopefully there's been some on social media if you haven't been watching the coverage. So we're just about to go, so I'm going to move over this way, and here we go. So meeting in the middle of the octagon now. And the one over here is just a little bit ahead of my big screen over here. But yeah, Shevchenko and Grasso right in the middle. Shevchenko in green, Grasso in black with the gold trim, and both with the gold gloves. Tonight's gloves have Noche UFC logo on the gloves. So just a little special thing for tonight. And sorry, you're not going to be able to see my face as well with the mic in the way, but a little exchange there in the middle. Neither one getting much of an advantage over the other. Grasso with a couple of jabs. Shevchenko holding her ground in the middle. Still right at the center of the octagon, just feeling each other out right now. Nothing really landing. Oh, there's a good right hand from Shevchenko to the face of Grasso. We picked Shevchenko in this fight last week. So we went down through our main event. We gave our picks, and we had O'Malley, Shevchenko, and Diego Lopez, which we're going to talk about here in between fights. We will for sure get to that one. Shevchenko, another right hand, and goes for the takedown and gets it. So Shevchenko lands the first takedown at 3:26 of the very first round. There's a stat that's thrown up that Shevchenko has a takedown landed in her last 12 fights. So Shevchenko on top. Not a lot of damage done yet. Not really any. Grasso trying to work her way out of this, trying to roll over those hips and trying to get out of this. Really calm and collected for Grasso. Shevchenko drives that shoulder back in to try to get Grasso back on the ground. Lands a couple of left hand. Shevchenko just fighting to stay on top here. Grasso doing a good job trying to get out of this. There's been a couple of times where she's almost gotten out and breaks it up there, and now has her legs wrapped around Shevchenko. She's got the arm, and Shevchenko lands a couple of right hands to the face. Now just kind of resting there with Grasso's legs over Shevchenko's head. Grasso breaks it up for a minute, but Shevchenko right back on top. A couple of those rabbit punches landed by Grasso. But so far, dominant ground control by Shevchenko. Just each one trading just those little blows to the head. Not a lot of damage done with those. Grasso's nose kind of red now. A little blood there on the right side of Grasso's nose. Shevchenko lands a good left hand on the ground. Got her hand up underneath the chin. Grasso's got Shevchenko's head. Not really a guillotine, just kind of has Shevchenko in a headlock. But Shevchenko maintaining control on the ground with 45 seconds to go. Shevchenko trying to find a spot and land some more shots on Grasso before this round comes to an end. We've got 30 seconds left. A big elbow landed by Shevchenko. Grasso tries to roll over, but Valentina keeps her there. Shevchenko just seems a stronger one right here at the beginning of this fight, because every time Grasso now gives up the back, Shevchenko with 9 seconds to go here in the round gets on the back a little bit too late as Grasso rolled over, trying to get out, tries to get that rear naked choke, but it's too late. And that's the end of the first round. Dominant performance there by Shevchenko. There's no question that Shevchenko won round one in this one. Controlled the match from the very beginning and just ran out of time there in the first round, but took the back there. Well, you can see it. There's the replay right there. Really good right hand landed by Shevchenko, and then got the takedown. Pretty easy takedown, and it controlled throughout the last 3.5 minutes of the first round. So very clear. You know, we always don't have that luxury. Sometimes we've been calling these, trying to go on and you know, see who won a round, but very clearly that one went to Shevchenko. So here we go with round two. So I want to thank everybody for joining us, and if you want to throw in a question, you can throw it there in the chat, and I'll see it if in between calling some of this action. If you have a comment, appreciate everybody joining us, and just throw the comment in there in the chat, and we'll answer it as we go. So here we go, round two. Back in the center of the octagon. More of that feeling out process here in the first 15 seconds. Kick comes up empty from Valentina. Grasso comes in with the right hand. Still circling one another there in the center. Grasso charges in, comes up empty. Little exchange there, neither one getting too much of an advantage there. And Shevchenko, another easy takedown with 4:06 to go in the second round. Seems like a different game plan here from Shevchenko as Grasso tries to land some elbows from the ground. Shevchenko on top. Grasso doing everything she can to try to fight out of this. Grasso grabs the back of the head of Shevchenko. Shevchenko trying to cover up the mouth and nose of Grasso, pushing up under that chin. Each one just landing those rabbit punches. Now Grasso's got that right leg of Shevchenko wrapped up. Excuse me, left leg. Trying to roll out of this. Each one's still going to work, just trying to throw whatever punches they can, and just the grimace on Grasso's face. She tries to relieve some of that pressure on her head. Shevchenko's got that shoulder buried into Grasso's neck. You see Grasso trying to push out now, trying to get the armbar on Shevchenko. He tries to push out of this. Shevchenko remains in control. 2:15 to go in the second round. A little pause right here as we, again, Grasso with her legs wrapped around Shevchenko's head and their arms, their hands clasped together in the middle. Shevchenko now goes to side mount. Got side control, that forearm in Grasso's neck. Right in the throat of Grasso, cutting off that air, trying to wear her down some more. Shevchenko just smothering the neck of Grasso. Now gets the back. Tries to go for that rear naked choke, but doesn't get it. And Grasso's back up to her feet with 1.5 minutes to go. So 1:20 here in the round. Shevchenko goes for another takedown and gets it. Grasso tries to keep Shevchenko off of her. But Valentina ends up in full mount here again with just over 1 minute remaining. Shevchenko 3 of 3 on takedowns. And a lot of control time, about 6 minutes of control time here in the first 2 rounds. So Shevchenko in control here with 45 seconds to go. Grasso trying to go for an armbar. Shevchenko in a precarious position here with Grasso has her head wrapped up with her legs and trying to go for the armbar, but Valentina trying to work her way out of it. A little bit of a cut above the left eye of Grasso. Shevchenko lands a few shots to the face. Five seconds left, and that will be the end of round 2. So another round that goes to Shevchenko. She's up 2-0 clearly in this fight. So Shevchenko just getting those takedowns early, and it's been really easy here in the early going, getting Grasso to the ground and maintaining control. How about Diego Lopez coming fresh off a fight with Brian Ortega, and we'll get to the result here in a little bit in between fights, but he's in the corner of Alexa Grasso. I believe that was him, pretty sure. Got to catch that again. I got to make sure next round we see that if we do go too far into this fight. But here we go with round 3 coming up. But yeah, it's pretty impressive Diego Lopez got out there that quickly. So here we go. I'm going to switch over to this one. So Shevchenko now a -425 favorite. Grasso +300. That is very indicative of how those first 2 rounds went. So yeah, you're seeing some of the Twitter posts that 2018 Shevchenko, obviously Um, everybody has Shevchenko up 2-0 pretty clearly there. So now they're in the center of the octagon still. Not too much has gone on here in the first 45 seconds. Shevchenko just looking for a spot to where she can take Grasso down again. Shevchenko leads with a front kick. Takes a shot from Grasso coming in. Just every time Grasso comes in, Shevchenko has the defense and throws a little flurry of punches to keep Grasso at bay. So we had Grasso getting the submission in the first bout, and then we had the split draw in the second. So now that's why we have the trilogy. Been waiting a year for this one. Now a Superman punch from Shevchenko, followed by a high kick that comes up empty. 3 minutes to go here in round 3. Significant strikes, 22 of 41 for Shevchenko, 16 of 61 for Grasso. Another takedown attempt by Shevchenko. Doesn't get that one, but does get a follow-up head kick. Grasso trying to find a spot, but just can't get one. Shevchenko follows up with the right hand, backs off, and makes Grasso whiff with the left. And Shevchenko gets another takedown here with 2:20 to go in the third. There's another stat there that Shevchenko's taken down Grasso at least 4 times in every fight. Maintaining control here with just under 2 minutes to go. Shevchenko dominant here through the first 2.5 rounds. But, Shevchenko was up on, I believe, in my opinion, Shevchenko was up on the scorecards in the first 2 fights as well. Definitely in the first one, until Grasso pulled out that choke. We'll call it a choke. So anything can happen, obviously. Now exactly 1 minute to go here in the third. As Shevchenko maintains control, gets a left elbow in. Grasso trying to push her off. Doesn't, and then eats a right hand. Thing about getting out of this, Grasso has to be careful not to give up her back. And a big right hand landed by Shevchenko. So just over 9 minutes of ground control time for Shevchenko here in this fight. Just under 30 seconds to go now. Again, Shevchenko just driving that shoulder into Grasso's neck. "15 seconds to go. Now Shevchenko gets the back again here, but late. Just 5 seconds to go. Just can't get Grasso to roll over like that soon enough to sink in that rear naked choke. But just another round that goes to Shevchenko. Up 3-0 now, so it's going to take something special here from Grasso to retain the belt. It's going to have to come up with a finish. It is Diego Lopez. He came out there right after. the fight right before this, and he's out there in Grasso's corner. Let's see if I can get it back on this screen while we're in a break, but Shevchenko up 3-0 right now, so Grasso would need to finish or have one of these rounds go very much her way in a 10-8 round to keep the belt. The finish or a draw is the only thing that would be in Alexa Grasso's favor right now. So here we go with round 4. Grasso comes out with a kick. None of those land. Shevchenko's catches, but a little bit blocked by Grasso. So I'm going to switch back over here real quick. So now 4:20 to go, and Shevchenko gets Grasso down again. Grasso's got Shevchenko's head, though. Shevchenko's in on top, full mount, but Grasso's got Shevchenko's head in a headlock. Not really a guillotine because he's not underneath the neck, but now she does get sunk in a little bit more. I think Shevchenko's in a position she could get out of this if she needed to, but just doesn't want to give up this top control. So now Grasso rolls over, and she has Shevchenko's head, and Shevchenko's good. The referee checking Shevchenko to make sure that she's still awake, but she is. But Grasso's got that sunk in pretty hard. Shevchenko's trying to get that hand off of her, get some air back in there, trying to free that left hand from Grasso. Got 3:05 to go here in the 4th round. And so this is exactly what Alexa Grasso needed, was a finish. But now gives up that choke attempt, and now Shevchenko's on top with 2:45 to go. Grasso try a little burst to just get out of that real quick, but Shevchenko's just too strong, just holding her down, just the way it's been the whole fight. Not a lot of action here on the ground. Just Shevchenko just smothering Grasso. Now I've got 2 minutes to go. You know, Grasso's going to be looking for any opening she can get to get a choke or an arm bar, because that's really her only hope at this point. And that choke she had when she had Shevchenko, like I said, I wouldn't call it a guillotine. Now Shevchenko's totally on top of Grasso. He's got her. Now she's got the neck of Grasso. Grasso's clenching her own hands to try to keep some space there, so Shevchenko can't sink that in further. So Shevchenko remains on top. They just trade little punches just to be active. Shevchenko just not giving Grasso anything here. with under a minute to go. Now they're closer to the edge of the cage here. "30 seconds left in round 4. And Grasso trying to use her feet to push off the cage here, which she didn't have the luxury of doing earlier in the fight. And trying to push off, but that just lets Shevchenko sink in more with under 10 seconds to go. So looks like Shevchenko is going to finish round 4 on top again, and that will do it for round 4. So it was a good submission or, put to sleep attempt by Grasso there in the round, but Shevchenko had control of it the entire time. So I'm going to say that that's another round for Shevchenko. That I don't think that choke was enough to warrant Grasso winning the round, but it could. I mean, it's really close. It was the most competitive round so far, but Shevchenko still had control most of the round. So like I said, if you have any questions, anything you want to talk about in between fights, let me know in the chat. Trying to keep this on 2 screens so I can see it whichever way I turn, but TV's not cooperating as well today. But here we go, round 5. 5th and final round with Shevchenko up on the scorecards. I have no problem saying that right now. Grasso has to have a finish because she didn't do enough in that one to win that one via 10-8. If she won that one at all, I do think Shevchenko has won all 4 rounds. We'll exchange on the feet. Shevchenko just has to be careful here in the 5th round because Grasso's got to be desperate to get a finish either way. Shevchenko comes through with the right hand, now with the left. One minute gone by. Little 1-2 there by Shevchenko. Now another takedown attempt. Grasso stuffs that one. Three and a half to go. Now Grasso goes for the takedown attempts. Now they're up on the edge of the octagon. Grasso trying to get a takedown here, and that's probably the best bet, is trying to, and she does get Shevchenko down, tries to take the back. Shevchenko using her feet on the edge of the cage, and now gets up to her feet, now in the clinch. So 3 minutes left, and now Shevchenko gets a takedown. This is not where Grasso wants to be at this point, because it's going to be really hard to pull something out from this position. Shevchenko trying to take the back, gives up on that. Now they're back to their feet with 2:45 to go. Now a good 1-2 by Shevchenko, the best combination thrown on the feet, and goes for another takedown, gets it, but then Grasso reversed it. Now they're back on their feet. That was a really quick exchange there. So now in the clinch up against the edge of the octagon. Shevchenko in control. Grasso trying to land some punches to get out of this, but Shevchenko's just not letting Grasso have an inch. Grasso goes for a takedown, trying to get out of it, but Shevchenko ends up on top. Minute and a half to go. It's going to have some miracle here from Grasso to pull this one out. They get to their feet. But Shevchenko's still controlling in the clinch here with just over a minute to go. Exactly 1 minute remaining. And now they separate and they go to the center of the octagon with 45 seconds left. Now they trade in the middle. This is the best exchange so far. And now they clinch in the middle. 30 seconds. Shevchenko takes Grasso down. Now 20 seconds left. Shevchenko is just going to be content to hold on to this for the rest of the fight. Sinks in that rear naked choke here with 10 seconds to go. Doesn't quite get it, but it doesn't matter. 8 takedowns for Shevchenko. That's a career best, and that's the fight. Shevchenko knows that she has won her championship back, and Grasso knows it too. So we'll wait here for the official decision, but we know what it is. Just maybe that fourth round, a question on that one, just due to that choke attempt by Grasso in the fourth round. May have been enough to take it, but I don't know. I think Shevchenko won all 5, so we should see 3 40, 50 45s right here. Replay just that early right hand that Shevchenko landed to Grasso, and then just being able to take her down at will. Pretty much just got some good combos in. But you know the great thing about this, and we'll probably talk about it more as we go on, but a performance like this from Shevchenko is that we can probably see the division move on from here after this fight. So we don't need to see a fourth one yet. Grasso may earn that opportunity back at some point, but we can see things move along. But just here's some stats. Significant strikes: Shevchenko 44-18, head strikes 39-7, takedowns 8 of 12 for Shevchenko, 1 of 4 for Grasso. So control time 14:49 for Shevchenko, 31 seconds for Grasso. Just a dominant performance. So I mean, this one's pretty clear. Shevchenko will be the champion once again. So here is the official decision from Bruce Buffer. Then we will get into some of our recap from the rest of the night. Don't have any sound, but obviously we know how this is going to go. There we go. Dana White puts that belt back on Valentina Shevchenko. And there is your new women's flyweight champion. She and Alexa Grasso hug in the center of the octagon. And she'll be talking to Joe Rogan here shortly. But that will get us into our coverage for the night. So while we keep an eye on that, and we get ready for the main event, let's go through what else has happened tonight. So let's just start with this one, just to wrap up real quick, Valentina Shevchenko. We'll try to look that up. Just want to make sure. Let's see what those scorecards were. So I did not get to listen to it. Shevchenko won all 5 rounds, 50-45 across the board. Just a great performance. So, phenomenal by Shevchenko. We called that one. So if you listen to us, all of our advice is for entertainment purposes only. But if you followed our advice, you're 2 for 2 right now. Just to throw that out there, we got 1 to go. So what I was talking about before the decision was given, that you can let this division move on now. So you've got Manon Fiorot, that she deserves the next shot at this. I would think. But then you've got people waiting in the wings. You got a big fight coming up between Erin Blanchfield and Rose Namajunas. Blanchfield lost to Fiorot, but so you would think that Manon will get the next shot here at Shevchenko. That seems the only fair thing to do. And then the winner of the Namajunas Blanchfield fight, we see them get the winner, get the next title shot against whoever the winner is between Shevchenko and Fiorot. But I always thought that Shevchenko just was a little bit better than Grasso, and Alexa Grasso just took advantage of the opportunity and sunk that choke in the first fight. And I felt that Shevchenko won the second fight. I didn't really love the scorecards in that one, but it made for a great trilogy, and to have this one go down is great. But she just looked great tonight, looked like her old self. So congratulations to Valentina Shevchenko, and we will get ready for the main event between Sugar Sean O'Malley and the number 1 contender in the bantamweight division, Merab Dvalishvili. That will be coming up here soon. But let's go through the rest of the card so we can get that out of the way and we can end the show at a semi-decent time. So the fight before this one, we said Diego Lopez coming into the corner of Alexa Grasso, and that's pretty impressive that he was able to get in there in time. But Diego Lopez with a unanimous decision over Brian Ortega, and Lopez rocked Ortega early and looked like he might put that fight away in the first round, but just couldn't get it done. Really had Ortega on the ropes the whole night. Just couldn't get it finished, but rocked Ortega there late, and if he had more time, may have gotten the finish. But just a great performance by Diego Lopez, who will be in the top 5, when the rankings come out this week. The only thing is, there were times that Diego Lopez looked a little gassed, and we saw that in the last fight that he had against Dan Ige, that he lost that 3rd round and looked gassed in the 3rd round against Dan Ige. And so that may be a problem going forward. It's got to be something he's got to work on before he goes into these title fights where, he can be going 5 rounds or a main event, against whoever. In his next fight that, 5 rounds might be an issue for Lopez. And, I've been so high on Diego Lopez from the beginning. This is so cool. They're showing the outside of the sphere. And the winner, Valentina Shevchenko, that's really cool. We'll talk a little bit more about all the show and the spectacle that's gone on, because it's been amazing. If you're missing this one and you're watching me, I just suggest, hold off for 2 weeks until this shows up for free on ESPN2 or on ESPN Plus. Sorry. Because you just got to go back and watch the stuff that's happened in between the fights. Just some really awesome, short films really that have been put together in that phenomenal venue. So, we don't know what's next for Diego Lopez. Obviously, it's going to be a huge fight, but he's got to get something done to make sure that he's ready for a 5-round fight. Because that's my only question. I love the guy, very high on him, but just don't know how deep that gas tank is. So, let's go through some more of the fights so we kind of keep our eye on what's going on over here. Don't want to miss anything. But, so the fight of the night so far is Esteban Rubovic against Daniel Zellhuber. What a fight. So this is a split decision won by Rubovic. Zellhuber had Rubovic on the ropes, and Rubovic fought back, and then Rubovic had Zellhuber on the ropes in the third round. Zellhuber looked like he was done. I don't know how he stayed up, but looked like he could have rode it out to the end of the round, but then there was something that he snapped back and just started fighting back, and it was a war. And that is the fight of the night right now, without question. What a great fight. If you missed it, go back and watch that, because that was one of the better fights that you're going to see. I mean, just with the backdrop of the Sphere, the what they had on the background at the time was cool, and it just made for a really great backdrop for one of the best fights that you will see. And if Zellhuber had pulled that out there at the end, if he had knocked him out, then, I mean, the place would have gone nuts, and it would have been one of the greatest comebacks you've ever seen, but pretty special. So then, to finish out the main card, Ronaldo Rodriguez defeated Ode Osborne by unanimous decision. Osborne looked pretty good in this one, though, so it really came down to that third round. So Osborne, I think, kind of won the first round, Rodriguez the second, and then Rodriguez took the third. But a good fight there to get the main card started. See John Jones there at the event. We'll have that coming up. We're going to go through the UFC schedule for the rest of the year. Big announcement for UFC 309, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. So let's go through the prelims, and Norma Dumont with a nice upset win over Irina Aldana in the women's bantamweight division. Unanimous decision. Dumont came in ranked number 5. Aldana ranked number 5. So Dumont might be moving up into the top 5 this week. A big one, Ignacio Bahamondes with a knockout of Manuel Torres in the first round in the lightweight division. Bahamondes, he's one of those great prospects that everybody's got an eye on, so he looked great. It's got the only knockout of the night so far. Ketlin Zusa with a submission win over Yasmin Jauregui in the women's strawweight division. Submission in the first round, that rear naked choke. Joshua Van defeated Edgar Chairez in the flyweight division, unanimous decision. And to start off the whole night, Raul Rosas Jr. defeated Aroka Lang in the bantamweight division via unanimous decision. So we've only had 2 finishes the whole night. Out of the 10 fights, we've got the 10th coming up between Sean O'Malley and Merab Dvalishvili. We're almost ready to go, but you know what? Let's see if we can get through our schedule here before we get to the main event. I do want to get through this. So here we go. We'll take off next week, just like the UFC is doing after this pay-per-view, and we'll come back on September 28th after this Paris card. Renato Moicano against Benoit Saint Denis in the lightweight division, number 10 against number 12. William Gomez, Joe Anderson Brito, Kevin Giussette, Brian Battle, Nasruddin Imavov and Brendan Allen, number 4 against number 7, the middleweight division. Let me check out what's going on the screen here. Because it's got to be something cool. Yeah, it's pretty sweet little film going on here at the Sphere. It's just an amazing venue. Definitely have to go at some point. There's a nice concert or something. So anyway, Jermaine Durandamy making a return here in Paris. So let's go to the next one. UFC 307 from Salt Lake City on October 5th. So we've got a light heavyweight championship match between Alex Pereira and Khalil Roundtree Jr., who's ranked number 8 in the light heavyweight division. Not crazy about this matchup at this point. I think Roundtree Jr. needs maybe one more opponent, but who's left? They've all had their shot. Ankalaev get his next if he wins. So got the women's bantamweight title on the line between champion Raquel Pennington and the number 1 contender and the former champion Juliana Pena. Wonder Boy and Joaquin Buckley here, welterweight matchup. Jose Aldo, Mario Bautista, Romy Dolidze, Kevin Holland. So all of these ranked fights, and that is so cool what's going on in the Sphere right now. This screen they have up right now on just the graphics on this is pretty amazing. Mosfar Evloev and Aljamain Sterling, featherweight division, Ketlin Vieira and Kayla Harrison, the winner will definitely get the title shot between Pennington and Pena. So we got a great little tournament there going on, the women's bantamweight division. And to finish it off, Cesar Almeida, Ihor Potieria, Carla Esparza, and Tisha Pennington, which figures to be Carla Esparza's final fight of her career. As she has alluded to, in Tisha Pennington, you got spouses on the same card, Raquel Pennington, Tisha Pennington there on October 5th in Salt Lake City. So then we go to the Apex October 12th. Brandon Royval, Tatsuro Taira, top 5 flyweight matchup. You can see the rest of the card there. One I'd be looking forward to be Grant Dawson, Rafa Garcia. Thimber Garimbo's on that one too, so that should be pretty interesting. Then we got Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, Michelle Pereira, the middleweight division on October 19th from the Apex. Mateus Nicolau, another ranked fighter, number 7 in the flyweight division, is on this card. Number 9, Rob Font. Number 12, Kyler Phillips in the bantamweight division. Probably one of the more interesting matchups on this card. And then you got a big one here, October 26th, UFC 308. So we've got the featherweight championship on the line between the champion Ilia Topuria and the number 2 contender and the former champion Max Holloway. Heavyweight matchup here, number 2 Cyril Gane and number 3 Alexander Volkov. Big fight here in the middleweight division between Robert Whitaker and number 11 Hamzat Chimaev. Like I said, here's that Magomed Ankalaev, Alexander Rakic fight. And so the winner of this one will get the winner of Pereira and Roundtree Jr., Laron Murphy and Dan Ige, Jeff Neal, Rafael Dos Anjos. So great card here. Sharo Magomedov, Armin Petrosian, and then a heavyweight ranked fighter, Marcus Rogerio de Lima, against Kennedy and Jechikwu. Also down there on the card, and that's sneaky good matchup there in the welterweight division down there on the prelims. Fanat Fakhretdinov against Nursultan Rizaboev. So then a fight night on November 2nd, flyweight matchup between the former champion, the number 2 ranked contender Brandon Moreno and Amir Albazi. And then you've got that women's flyweight matchup between Aaron Blanchfield and Rose Namajunas. Derek Lewis on this card, Mike Malott, Look forward to seeing him back. Alexander Romanov and Rodrigo Nascimento in the heavyweight division, number 13 against number 15. And then women's flyweight division, number 13, Ariana De Silva against Jasmine Jasudavicius, ranked number 14. Some of the highlights from that card in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. November 9th, don't know anything about the main event yet, but there you can see those matchups there from the Apex. And then this one announced tonight. We've been waiting for this one. I mean, kind of a foregone conclusion at this point, but the heavyweight championship on the line between the champion John Jones, the former champion Stipe Miocic, who's ranked number 8 right now. You've got Tom Aspinall, the interim champion, will be the backup fighter for this matchup. So cool what they're doing here with the intro with Dvalishvili. Just, this computer generated, looks like some Star Wars phone call here. But now Merab's on his way to the octagon. So let's try to get through these last 3 real quick. Should be able to do that because there's really nothing scheduled for these. But Madison Square Garden, UFC 309, November 16th. So that fight is official now. Fight night from China, November 23rd. Nothing on that card yet. UFC 310, December 7th from T-Mobile Arena in Vegas. Nothing on that one. And Fight Night, December 14th from Tampa. So that will finish off the year, and that will get us through the rest of the year here. So, like I said, Merab's still making his way to the octagon. Like I said, the settings have been just really phenomenal tonight. Just really exceeded my expectations, and they were pretty high. Because I figure if you have a venue like this that you've got to take advantage, you've got to do something crazy, and it's so phenomenal. Just what whoever put together these videos and graphics for the Sphere, they just did awesome work. And I guess $20 million to spend on it, on the production, would get you that. But I'm sure it took a slew of people to get this done, and it was really, really well done. So I hope I can make it there someday. And, they start to book more concerts and things like that here. Got Aljamain Sterling in Merab's corner. He's wearing that hat. I don't know what that's called in Georgia. The country, not the state. Really not an interesting day in college football today. Georgia, Kentucky was the only thing that kind of stood out. The Bulldogs just pulled one out in Lexington, 13-12. So Merab has now entered the octagon. And I am going to turn down the sound for a little bit because I do want to hear the intro here of the fighters. So obviously I can't let you hear that or show that. But if there's anything else that anybody wants to talk about, anything dealing with those cards that are coming up for the rest of the year, or any fight that sticks out that you're just looking forward to, throw that in the chat. Let us know, and we'll talk about it. We can talk about it some more as we go along. But yeah, so I'm glad we got to talk about the rest of the card, and we got through all of those slides for the schedule coming up. So we can just focus on this main event, and then we can sign off right after that. So next week we'll be off, and then we'll come back. Now it's like this drone show going on at the Sphere. Like they've got these drones coming in on the screen, and they project Sean O'Malley over Vegas. So cool. For $3,000, cheapest ticket that you could have gotten into the Sphere tonight. But yeah, if you have a chance, go back and watch it. It's worth it. It is well worth it to just see how they pulled this thing off in the videos and kind of the themed videos that they had in between. They had like a tribute to the champions of Mexico, and so it was like a championship hall behind. That was in the Grasso Shevchenko fight. Ortega and Lopez, that was which one? That was the Mexican independence. So that was the backdrop for that one. And the ring girls tonight, they were dressed with those themes throughout the night. So there's the independence. There were the Dia de los Muertos. So that one was really cool. That was the Rabovich-Zellhuber fight, and that backdrop was awesome. It looked like Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom. It was really cool backdrop for that fight. So there's different little themes throughout, and so the ring girls have matched that. We haven't seen what it is yet for this fight, but Sean O'Malley making his way, getting his gear off, getting checked out by the officials before he makes his way into the octagon, but he is out on the floor now. So if you can just humor me here in a little bit, I do want to hear Bruce Buffer introduce this here at the Sphere. So I'll kind of turn the sound down on my mic in just a minute so I can check this out. Just one of the things I like to hear. So O'Malley's got green hair on the sides and pink on the top. I mean, just really two contrasting styles. So O'Malley, the sharpshooter with the hands, and Dvalishvili has the record for takedowns in a fight. So it'd just be all of a question if Merab can get O'Malley on the ground, and I think if he does, that just be a matter of keeping him there, which he might be able to do. But just got to watch out for those hands. O'Malley, obviously a big knockout threat. So just about ready to go. Everybody's in the octagon now. So there you go, O'Malley, 29 years old. Dvalishvili, 33. O'Malley's taller. I believe he has a reach advantage. So here I'm going to turn down my mic while I listen to Bruce. All right, so we're back. So that was cool. Just to see Bruce on the outside of the Sphere in Vegas. So yeah, this backdrop's really cool. I don't know what that city's supposed to be. It's not Vegas, so maybe Mexico City. But very cool backdrop for this main event. It's like a cityscape with some drones flying above. It's pretty special. So Bruce Buffer is introducing Sean O'Malley right now. So we're just a couple of minutes away from the start of this championship fight. So now both fighters meeting at the center of the octagon. Herb Dean is the referee for this match. I get in trouble for that one. I think we're good. Just kind of came back real quick. Oh, so the ring girls in this crazy like Tron outfits with some Game of Thrones headgear. Very interesting. All right, here we go. Bantamweight title. Here we go. O'Malley in the black trunks with the gold trim. Dvalishvili in the red. Dvalishvili's pointing at something. Herb Dean is coming in. Dvalishvili. So it's an official timeout. I don't know what's going on here. It's really weird. Dvalishvili was pointing at the octagon side and actually got the stoppage from Herb Dean. Herb said, probably said, you're being paranoid, so let's go. So here we go. 30 seconds in. Center of the octagon. Not much happened. A couple of kicks thrown by Dvalishvili. Really don't know what that was about. I'd be really curious to know. A leg kick landed by Merab. A body shot from O'Malley with a left hand. O'Malley drops the hands down. Takes a left hand from Merab. Still in the center of the octagon. Not a whole lot of action so far. O'Malley just kind of baiting Merab in. Lands a left hand to Merab's face. Merab very active. See if you can keep this up for a while. Another left hand landed by O'Malley. The leg kick landed by Merab. Kind of a clash of legs there. 3 minutes to go in the first round. Wild swing taken by both fighters. O'Malley lands another left hand and another left. Kind of sticking that left hand to Merab right now. A leg kick landed by Merab. O'Malley kind of swings wildly there. Kind of setting everything up with that left hand. Trying to get that left in there. And a good shot landed by Merab to the face of O'Malley. Merab switching stances. Dancing around. Just had a little surge on everything. Now Merab gets a takedown with 2 minutes to go in the round. Let's see how that happened over here. As Merab maintains control next to the octagon, next to the cage. So yeah, shot in with 2:10 to go. And was able to get that takedown momentarily. Now they're back on their feet, now back in the middle of the octagon with 1:15 to go. Leg kick landed by O'Malley. Oh, a big right hand landed by Merab. Now it sets up another takedown. Merab's had 2 takedowns, now has a guillotine with 48 seconds to go. Now gets O'Malley on the ground with 45 seconds to go. He's got the guillotine. So he's got O'Malley sitting up on the edge of the cage. And with 30 seconds to go, Merab gives this one up, and they get to their feet, but Dvalishvili maintaining control. Pointing at O'Malley now. 10 seconds left. Spinning kick by O'Malley comes up empty, and that is the end of the first round. So 2 takedowns by Merab, and that is, I think, a pretty clear victory for Dvalishvili. So 1-0 on the scorecards for Merab. As far as I can tell, I'm not a judge, but don't think it's very hard to tell that Merab got the best of those, especially since he had that submission attempt sunk in. So pretty good effort there to get O'Malley out there. So yeah, Merab up 1-0 after the first round. Smiling, looks like he's feeling good, didn't want any water, so let's see what happens here in round number 2. So like I said, if you got any comments about anything that's happened tonight, go ahead and share them with us. We'll get to them. Got any questions about anything? Like I said, before we get off here, we're going to be off next week because UFC doesn't have an event next week, and then we'll be back on the 20. Actually, we won't be back on the 28th. We'll be back on the 29th. I'll have to wrap up that card on the 28th from Paris the next day. I'll be won't be able to do that show on Saturday night, so we'll be back on Sunday that week, and then we got UFC 307, and we'll do some more live main event coverage that night. Starting to see the comments come in. There, everybody has Merab winning that first round. About a minute into round number 2 here. Each one is kind of changing stances. Merab dancing around a lot in front of O'Malley, trying to get him to make a mistake. Rarely have I seen a minute and a half of 2 fighters dancing around so much with so much activity and just nothing happening. Nobody's really landed anything. They take like little swipes at each other, but they don't hit. Because with O'Malley's reach advantage, Merab's got to be careful. Now he gets a takedown here with 3:13 to go. This is a much cleaner takedown than the first one. Now full mount for Dvalishvili. Now trying to cover up the mouth of O'Malley. Lands a pretty good right hand to O'Malley. O'Malley trying to push Merab up to his feet. Try to get back to his feet that way. Now Merab back down to the ground again. And came back in with a big right hand. So Merab able to hold O'Malley down. O'Malley kind of grabbing his own left ankle. Now we break that one up. So official timeout. Herb Dean had broken this up. I don't know what happened. Why that was. I think O'Malley grabbed the inside of Dvalishvili's glove, and Herb broke it up because it gave O'Malley an advantage to get out. Now Merab's close to taking the back. O'Malley comes back over. Merab lands a big right hand on his way back down to the ground. Dvalishvili's still in control here in the second round. Trying to get to the back of O'Malley, and it keeps landing pretty big right hands. Now O'Malley covering up and Merab going after him. A minute left. Some big left hands and O'Malley covering up again. Control time, Dvalishvili had 57 seconds in the first round, 2:15 here in the second. Now 30 seconds to go here in the second round. Dvalishvili putting some knees into the thighs of O'Malley here next to the cage. Now gets that guillotine sunk in here with 15 seconds to go. Don't know if he has enough time. Just sitting on O'Malley's neck. Don't know what happened there. Like Dvalishvili let go with 5 seconds left. And then O'Malley went after him, and that was really weird. I guess Merab didn't. I guess he anticipated the horn going off and gave up that choke. And O'Malley's like, I've got 3 seconds left, so I'm going to take a shot here. Don't blame him. But Merab's up 2-0 very definitively there in the second round. That's so weird. It's showing the replay now, and Merab let up, and the round wasn't over yet. And O'Malley came back with a punch right to the back of Merab's head. Merab's a different dude. All right. So here we go with round number 3 with Dvalishvili up 2-0. But you know, it's just going to take one from O'Malley to put Merab out. So if you're watching along, if you're not able to watch, just let us know what you're thinking. Throw it in the chat. We'll talk about it. Not going to have a big wrap up after this one. We've gone through the whole card already between fights. So we'll just kind of quickly talk about this one. Significant strikes, 24 of 71 for Merab, 17 of 39 for O'Malley, but obviously Merab with a big advantage on the ground. The left hand by O'Malley. O'Malley charges in, lands right hand. Dvalishvili goes for another takedown and gets it. Right next to the cage, and Merab trying to crank that guillotine, trying to get that sunk in on the neck a little more solidly this time. Can't get his arm underneath there, but does have O'Malley in that headlock. And O'Malley's holding on to that right arm so it can't get underneath his neck. Trying to get back to his feet. Here with just under 3 minutes to go, Merab working on the thighs, putting those knees into the thighs of O'Malley. Now they separate and back to the center. Just over 2.5 to go. O'Malley looks tired. I mean, he has been sat on for a couple of minutes here. But Merab's just always moving. Always moving, always moving. And Sean's just looking for that one opening that he can land that big shot. It hasn't happened so far. But goes for a knee there. Merab catches it. Almost catches O'Malley with the right hand. About 1.5 minutes to go here in round 3. A left hand landed by Merab. Merab went for that single leg, tried to grab the toe of O'Malley. Sean charges in with that left hand. Now throws a big overhead right, doesn't land. Merab trying to fake a big overhand right to set up a takedown. 45 seconds left. Lands a right hand. Merab lands a right hand to O'Malley. Sean throws a big right hand. And it's just not the calculated shots that you're used to seeing from O'Malley. It's these big wild swings. It's like he's just desperate for a finish here, because he knows he's down 2-0 on the scorecards. Maybe about to be down 3-0. 10 seconds left. Oh, O'Malley lands a good left hand, then comes back with a knee. So good finish here to the round by O'Malley. And that is the end of round 3. I don't know. That was the closest of the 3 rounds, but I still think it goes to Merab. I think he outstruck O'Malley here in this round. It was 18-8 at one point. I know that O'Malley finished with a little bit of flurry. Merab's got a cut on his nose. So So working on that in between rounds. So yeah, maybe we'll see some of the social media posts that see with the other people's opinions what it is right now. I've got a Merab 3-0. Not as confident in that last round as the first two though. Here we go, round 4. I mean, I don't think either way. I don't think this is going to be O'Malley by decision anyway. He's going to have to knock him out. Merab lands a leg kick to that left leg. O'Malley lands a right hand, but not clean. Merab goes in, tries to get another takedown, but O'Malley fights him off. Now comes in and gets it. So Merab back on top. And then full mount here. Dvalishvili 4 out of 10 on takedowns. So there are even odds on this fight to begin. So minus 110 for each fighter. So that's how close it was. Early in the week, it was O'Malley as a slight favorite. I think I saw minus 118, minus 116, and as O'Malley being a slight favorite, but now it evened out to minus 110 for both right before the fight started. So 3 minutes left here in round 4. Merab on top. Continues to work on the body with those left hands. O'Malley pushes off Merab for a second, but Merab just right back to him. Now landing some elbows this time. 2.5 minutes to go, halfway through the round. So just over 2 minutes to go. Merab maintaining that control here. Lands a big right hand to the face of O'Malley. Lands another big elbow. O'Malley trying to cover up now on that right side. Merab trying to work his way to the back here with 1.5 minutes to go. And they get to their feet, but Merab is hanging on the clinch. Now O'Malley has both hands grounded in front of him. Just over 1 minute to go here in round 4. Merab continues to have control. O'Malley with his back up against the cage, trying to throw Merab over the top of him to try to get out from underneath them. 40 seconds left. Merab lands an elbow. Now got that guillotine sunk in on O'Malley. A little bit more time here than in the second round, but O'Malley gets out of it. 61-6 in total strikes here in round 4. This is a dominant performance. 10 seconds to go. Merab now laying into O'Malley with the strikes. And that is the end of round 4. So real quick, got an alert that kind of running out of some juice in the camera. I'm going to try to get this battery changed out real quick. That's the longest show that we've had to do before with going with the main and the co-main event. So but yeah, Merab is up 3-1 at least, if not 4-0. So it's been a dominant performance here so far by Dvalishvili. There we go. We are back just in time for the start of round 5. So Merab is up, and O'Malley's going to need a knockout here to win this fight and retain the belt. Because we're going to have a new champion here if O'Malley doesn't get a knockout here. And you see people on Twitter saying that. Merab's either up 3-1 or 4-0, just what I said. I think it's 4-0. I really do. I don't think O'Malley did anything there in the third round to warrant him winning a round other than just being the champion. He's really got to pick his spot here because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take a big shot to take Merab out. Merab's got to be really careful, but he's really active. It's really, it's a moving target. And he's got that, edge of having Aljamain Sterling in his corner who's been there in front of O'Malley before and has taken that right hand that took him out. And Merab gets another takedown here with 3:35 to go in the 5th round. And now it's just laying it on O'Malley. He's got the back. He's not totally got the back. O'Malley's up against the side of the cage. Merab laying those knees into the thighs. Just not the spot O'Malley wants to be in. And I mean, this is what you thought maybe an Aljamain Sterling fight would have looked like with O'Malley, but he didn't get that opportunity. And Merab's just, I guess he's just another level, another gas tank. Just able to get a takedown on O'Malley in every round and just keep the gas on. So O'Malley's trying to spin out. Show a little life there to get out of this, and we go back to the center with halfway through the 5th and a good left hand landed by O'Malley. With 2.5 minutes left to go in the 5th and final round. So O'Malley's in the center, Merab on the outside. Front kick by O'Malley. I think he's just hoping for a miracle here that Merab will want to throw down here in the last minute or so, but Merab's trying to go for another takedown. Big right hand by O'Malley, doesn't catch him flush. If it did, he'd probably be out right now, but it didn't. O'Malley's got to get going. I mean, you're about to lose your belt. So a minute and a half to go. Now he turns it on a little bit. I think this is what he's waiting for. He's just going to unload here with a minute and a half to go. A lot more active now. O'Malley knows he's got to do something at this point with a minute 15 left. Merab's trying to avoid him. Now goes trying to get another takedown. O'Malley with a big swing there. I think O'Malley's trying to set up a kick here. With a minute to go, Merab grabs the left leg of O'Malley. Goes in for a knee, doesn't land. Merab looks up at the, don't know what he's looking at, and looking up at the graphics in the sphere, looking for a clock somewhere. Now we're getting on 30 seconds left here. There's the 30-second mark. Merab trying to be that moving target and not give O'Malley an opening. O'Malley going for a kick here, thinking that that's what's going to end this fight, but about 10 seconds left, and Merab goes in for the takedown, gets another takedown with 7 seconds to go, and we're going to have a new bantamweight champion. We're going to have 2 new champions tonight. Merab Dvalishvili taking it to Sean O'Malley. So we'll get the official decision right here on the other side, but man, what a night. So that's the first time in a long time that the person I've wanted to win a main event has won. I've talked about it every week. It's a huge, huge streak, but couldn't be happier for this one. Merab Dvalishvili is going to be your new bantamweight champion. And, I mean, a lot of people saw it coming. It would go just like this, where Merab could take him down and do what he wanted to. It will. So, hats off for just executing a game plan and staying out of harm's way with O'Malley. And that's what you have to do. You have to get him uncomfortable, so he can't just sit there and take those shots at you. Never really lined up Merab for one of those sniper attacks, and wasn't able to do it this time. So yeah, we get a dominant performance here from Merab, and that throws a lot of things open for the bantamweight division. O'Malley knew he lost. He gives that nod to Dana White, and like, yeah, didn't go my way. So let me turn this down. Let me turn this up so I can hear the scores. So there are 2 judges that are in the bag. That was 49-46, okay. There were 2 48-47s. That's ridiculous. Merab won 4 rounds, clearly. They all should have been 49-46. You can make a case for 50-45. You cannot make a case for 48-47 for 2 of them to do it. That's... I mean, they got it right. But Merab won this, going away. It was not that close. It was not that close. It was not 48-47. Do not like those two scorecards at all. So what a night. I mean, Noche UFC lived up to the billing, and far exceeded expectations. The graphics, the whole production. Like I said, if you were watching it, you wouldn't be here listening to me. So please go watch it. Please go back and watch it. This is something that you can't miss. Go back and wait for the replay to come on when it's free in a couple of weeks, and you won't be disappointed because this fight was fun to watch. Shevchenko, Grasso was fun to watch. Really, I mean, all of the main card was great. Rabovic and Zellhuber was the fight of the night, and that was amazing. Diego Lopez, just to watch him, and Shevchenko, and getting her belt back, and Dvalishvili becoming the new bantamweight champion, maybe the new villain of the UFC, because you just had all this hype of Sean O'Malley and just how he's the next Conor McGregor, and he's the next superstar, and the next this and that. And Merab went out and took care of him pretty easily, actually. Not as close as those scorecards said, but he looked great. He did what he needed to do. He did what he does and avoided O'Malley. Just never let him get a clean shot on him, and that's what you do. So, I mean, you may see Merab for a very long time because, I mean, he's hard to catch. He's hard to hit. So we'll see what happens. Don't have anything right off the top of my head that I would see next for him. He's got everything in front of him now, so we'll have to wait and see, what lies next for Merab as far as that first title defense goes. But it looked great doing it tonight. So that is going to wrap us up here tonight. Appreciate everybody joining us here for more live event coverage, live main event coverage. We'll do that next time with Alex Pineda and Khalil Roundtree Jr. The other shows that we have coming up that we'll do after the main event ends. We'll go into our regular show, further after the main event. But for the pay-per-views, we're going to try to do live main event coverage. This was a lot of fun since we had 2 championship fights tonight. But yeah, appreciate everybody coming by. Sorry that you couldn't, if you were here and you couldn't watch those 2 fights that you will get to see it at some point. But thanks for coming here and checking us out. And like I said, we're here every weekend when there's a UFC event. We'll be off next weekend, and we'll come back for that Paris card for Fight Night on September 28th. So I'm Russ Renaud. This has been the UFC Fight Cards podcast presented by Orange Fire Media, and we will see you in 2 weeks. So thanks everybody who made Noche UFC a success, and we'll see you next time right here on YouTube. Good night, everybody.